Okay, so I'm going to start a series of videos that demonstrate how to use jQuery. I'm not super great with jQuery. It's really neat though, and has a lot of powerful capabilities. So I'm wanting to learn it better myself. And this will just be an introduction. We'll start and go ahead and take one of the web forms that we had done before, a program, and convert it to jQuery. I'm actually just going to code it from the beginning with jQuery though. So I'm in Dreamweaver here, and I'm recreating the Square It demo that I did before, where the user enters a value, and then we square it and return the result. Here's what it looks like in Design View. We pop over to Code View. You can see here it is. Real simple. I have a text area. I've used the number type here as an experiment. And so one is the input type and the other is the output. And these are both, input fields. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I want to make the output read only. So we'll put that in right now while I'm thinking about it. Okay. And then I've got this stuff in a directory, and you can see that I've already got a JavaScript here set up, although I haven't added that to the project yet. And the other thing that I have to do is I have to include the jQuery library. I'm going to use the version 2 library, and the difference between it and the version 1.1 is it doesn't support IE 6, 7, and 8, which are older browsers. I don't really care about that, but in an industry setting, you might need to worry about that. So one thing I want to mention right off is you want to put the jQuery library in before your own code library. So we'll go source equals, and then because I've already got this in the folder, I can use the browse to find it real quickly. So there it is. I'm also using the minified library. If I was real worried about having to debug the script, I'd go ahead and use the full version. But generally, I find that's not necessary to debug into the libraries. If I was doing some really complex programming where I was using multiple foundation libraries, then it might be an issue. Okay, so we've got this in now, and we don't have the script.js yet. Actually, it doesn't exist, and so I'll have to add that to the project. So new, and I'll say JavaScript here. Where the hell is that? There it is. All right, create. And we'll just go ahead and save as immediately. Save as. And I got to make sure I got it in the right place. Yeah, here we go. So this is just going to be script.js. Looks good. Save. So jQuery uses a alternative function to our window on load, and so we'll just go ahead and implement that. So string, and then so this is string document, and then ready, and then you have a function like that. However, there's a shorthand for this where you can just do this. All right, we don't need the E in there. And so then this is the equivalent of the window on load that we use. It's supposed to work a little bit better than window on load. Basically, the idea is, again, it waits for the page to render and then it runs the code. Okay. So now, basically, if I go back and look here, this is going to be the same as what we did before. Let me get a code view. Oops. Source code, sorry. There we go. So I want to grab these things. I want to get my input and my output and my button. So we'll go back to our script, and then we'll just say string input tf, and that gets the input button. And now what I usually do is I go ahead and assign these to a variable, but I'm going to try and write with this sort of functional style here that this uses. So that's going to get the input button. If I want the value, then I simply add the val on there, and this is the syntax for reading the value. And so what's going to happen is you're going to see that this code will look like what I call functional programming code, where you don't have too many variables. Now the other thing that's going on here is all this can happen on the button click. So what I might want to do is just encode this code here. So let me go ahead and just add some comments here so you can kind of understand the logic here, because I'm going to kind of write this inside out. So we're going to get the input value, and we have to make it a string. Make it a number. Make it a number. So the way we do that is we're going to use the parse int, right? So parse float, sorry. Oops, get rid of that. Let's see, I think that's just parse float, right? Okay, I might have that wrong. So we're going to get the input value, make it a number, and then we're going to test that to see. So if parse float string input value, and that's going to be is nan. You see how I'm kind of writing the code inside out with this functional style, so there's no variables. So again, what's going on here is $input TF grabs the field, then we get the value from that. Then we take a parse float of that to convert it, and then we want to test to see if it's a number or not, and then the whole thing is in an if statement here. So let me see if I got this right here. So string $input.val, there's matching braces, then one for the parse float and one for the if. I got an extra one here, so there we go. Okay, and then we need to put a block in here. So if it's not a number, that means that we need to prompt the user again. So we're going to go ahead then and block the field. And so again, $input TF dot value, and now we'll set this value this time. So that's the way you set a value. So put in, clear the input, and then we'll do an alert. There's probably a better way to do an alert in JQuery. I don't know it yet though, so I'll have to come back and figure that out. Let's see, you must input a number. Okay, so you must input a number. Let's put a little exclamation point in there. All right, looking good. And then, of course, the else will be that we got a number. And so then we'll go ahead and calculate our value and display it. Okay, so let's see now. $out. Oops. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Those have to be quoted. I'll have to fix the other ones. I made a mistake. There we go. Let me come on up here. not only do those have to be quoted, but those have to be pound because that's an ID selector. So we need to do that. Come back here, fix this one. That's funny that I forgot that and then remembered. That would have been one of those things that would have taken me forever to debug. So here we go. Okay. So let's see, get the input field and clear it if it's not a number. Otherwise, go ahead and then do the calculation. So this is going to be dot value, and then we set the value, and this would be $ pound input TF times the same. Oh, got to get the value of that. See, this is one thing I don't like about this style of programming. It seems like you do a lot of repetitive stuff because you're not using the local variables. And so I'm going to go ahead and try to write it this way, but then I'll probably come back, fix it to what I think is more oh, you know what? By the way, this is supposed to be val. It's value if it's a regular element, but if it's a form field, then it's val. I had it up there at the start. So val, okay. Okay, so we're reading the value of the input field here, and then we want to convert that again with parse float. All right, then I would just grab that whole thing because I'm going to multiply it by itself. And let's see now. I think we need one more here and maybe a semicolon. Yep, there we go. Okay. So again, this is kind of crazy, this functional style of programming. Let's just see if it actually worked or not. Actually, I'm not done yet. So now I've got this function that runs on load. But what I really want to do is assign all of this code to the button as a function. So I'll do that too. So $ string quote pound, and then what did I call this? Calc btn, I think. Let me check that here. I'll go ahead and finish this. Dot click function come on down here. Let's see. Let me check the calc button right off. Yep, calc btn. Okay. So calc btn. And then, all right, let me check my reference. Okay, I just took a quick look at my reference there, and I'm back. I went ahead and put this closing parentheses here that matches the click. Looks like the code is syntactically correct. And we'll go ahead and see if I can get this to work, but then I'll talk about some of the issues I think with it. And I think I can recode it to be more efficient. I don't consider it to be particularly readable either, and maybe you'll have an opinion about that. Well, let's go ahead and try it and see what happens here. So I'm going to just go right to the browser to test this. And notice the number field. So 6. And it's not working. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to the tools. I go to the console. Oh, okay. Undefined is not a function. I wonder if that's line 3 there. Let's take a look at that. So go back to Dreamweaver for that. Yeah, it doesn't like that for some reason. So let's see. On this function, get the calc button, assign another function to the click event, and that function goes through here. Is that right? Yeah. And then, okay, yeah, then there's the brace for the outer function right there. And then there's the paren that matches this paren right here. I'm not sure I see what's wrong with that. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see, I think I already debugged this pretty well. So there's the $sign right there. Yep, okay. And then, oh, what about this? Let's see, that's right. Yeah, sure, that's right. Value. Okay. And then I wish it would match the braces for you. It looks like it's okay though. So I think that, let's see now, that one matches the parse float. That one matches value. Yeah, it sure looks like it's okay. That's the else. And then that's the end of the function up here. And then, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the end. And this is this paren. Well, by God, it sure seems like it's matched. Okay, so I'm not getting anywhere trying to debug this functional style code, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just restart this and rewrite it here. And so I'm going to go ahead and grab all of this inside, and where's that little button that comments it out here? Come on, damn it. Oh well, all right, I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Whoops. Okay, there we go. So I've got my function, and now I'm going to just do this in a little bit different way. So, and I'm going to use variables here. So var calc btn equals All right. And then we'll do this. Calc. Oh, here we should go ahead and indent this. So calc btn click equals function. All right. And now let's see here. I'm going to leave this code in here, but I'll keep moving it down out of the way. All right, so this should work here. And let's do this. Alert. Okay, so what do we got here? Let's see, syntax error, calc button click. Oh yeah, don't have parens there. Huh. Oh, it helps if you can spell the word function, right? There we go. So calc button click equals function. I think we're good here. Let's give this a try and see. So what this is going to do is it'll present the not a number if you don't input a number, and then it'll just show the number. Ah, it still says there's an error. What the hell is that? So let's see, function. Oh, I got a function within a function still. Okay, so this is just the tail end of the last function. So I should be able to move this up here. And I don't think we need that anymore. Let me see. Well, this is kind of silly here. Let me just grab this stuff and put it up here so we can see the code. Okay, so let's see. We've got a function definition. That ends here. That's fine. And then we have another function definition. And that should end right there. Oh, I don't need the paren here. Okay, there we go. All right, one more time. Let's try it and see. Oops, no luck. Tools, view, developer tools, there we go. Let's see what's going on here. Reload. That's odd. What did I do here? So this is on load. Get the calc button, assign a click function to it. It almost seems like that's not working. Let's see. Oh, that matches the function, right? Okay. Well, the only thing I can think is maybe I need a semicolon there. It's kind of weird, though. So I'm debugging this. I still don't have it. I added an alert here. That pops up. So I know that the on-page load function is working. It doesn't seem like my button is picking up its function. So I basically disabled all of it. And you can see that the definition for it runs up through here. And that should assign the function. And it's just not working. So I'm going to try a different syntax here. Let me show you what it does in the browser. Hopefully you'll learn from seeing how I'm debugging this. I've got the Chrome Developer Console open. I'm going to reload the page. There's the alert for the page load. Put a value in here, and nothing happens. There's no errors at all in the code. You can see this code matches my Dreamweaver code, and there's where I've got all this commented out. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe the JQuery doesn't like this part here. So I'm going to redo that next, I think. So let's go back into Dreamweaver. And basically, I'm going to do the function here. Oh, let me stop for a second. Okay, so I checked my reference, and the example I have wants to assign the function handler like this, just like we did on the top level one there. And so this function will go in here, and then that means down here at the bottom I need to have this. So let's try that and see if that takes care of the problem, and then I can unwind the code in the center to do the rest of the functionality. Okay, let's reload this. There's that. Go ahead, give it a value. Button clicked. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So now our code is working. So it looks like JQuery doesn't like that other syntax where you assign the function with the equal sign. So now I think the rest of this is probably going to work if we undo it carefully. So let's start by just uncommenting the whole thing. Let's see, where was that? Apply comment, remove comment. Good. Okay. All right, so now, this is $input text.value. I'm just going to look this over real carefully. That matches that. Yeah, those are matched. Okay, and then this sets the input to blank alert. Okay. And then here I'm just going to grab this var and assign that value. The reason I'm doing this, by the way, is I don't like the redundancy here. So if you think about it, this is like a query. And even if we have a really efficient system like a hash table, it still has to query that. So instead of repeatedly querying the same value, which you can see I'm doing here, here, and then again here, it seems like it would make more sense to do that one time, assign it to a variable, and then use that. Well, let me see if I can get the code to run now, and then we'll try that. So I'm going to save my code, pop back over into Chrome, reload, There's the JavaScript alert for the page load. And now here we go. Come on, baby. Button clicked. Okay. So, uncut reference error. Parse float is, oh, I got a typo in the code now. Okay. Don't think I had that before. I think I fixed it now. So let's go back. Dreamweaver. There's the typo. And that's the only one. Okay. And back to Chrome. Reload again. Again, the page loads. Button clicked. Come on, baby. Oop. Uncaught type error. Undefined is not a function. Let's see. I wish it would give me a little bit more info about that. Undefined is not a function. Oh, it should be val, not value. I'm pretty sure that's it. Okay. Here we go. Not sure how that actually matches that error message, but we'll see if my Zen programming sense is working or not here. Come on, baby. There it is. We got it now. Excellent. Okay. Let's see. I wonder how much time I have on this baby. 30 minutes. Okay, I guess I'm going to stop this then. And then I'll come back and refine it here in the next video. Thanks for your patience.